What is cracking YouTube? How are you all doing today? Welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about decentralized exchanges, everything that's happening with this topic of gas. So today the title is We Are Cooking with Gas. And that's because we're looking at pancakes, we're looking at sushi, and a bit more obscene, we're looking at unicorns. So let's kind of get into it and really get the gist of what's actually going on. And so right now, recently, we've seen a massive spike in the cost of an Ethereum transaction on the Ethereum network. And so what that's meant is that platforms like UNISWAP and sushiswap and just doing transactions on the Ethereum network, the price is like $50 or $100. You know, I've spoken about Nexus Mutual before. I went to Alter and do some more staking on that particular platform. And to stake against, 3 or 4 different tokens, each of those is an individual smart contract transaction. And that meant that for the total of what I wanted to do, it was going to cost me $750 in gas, which is absolutely insane. And so we're going to dig into a bit more about what's going on with this and what might be some of the opportunities to come out of this. So let's dig into it. Right now, I'll bring up the Ethereum scan page and let's have a look at that first. And of course I actually meant F gas station. So basically what this gives us is an idea about what are the largest users of gas in the past 30 days. And you can see that the F leaderboard is dominated by UNISWAP, 1inch Exchange and SushiSwap. So 3 out of the top 4 users of Ethereum and gas are decentralized exchanges, UNISWAP and SushiSwap being the main 2, and 1inch is actually a DEX aggregator. So basically what they do, for those who don't know, is you go to that platform and they find to you the best execution across all the different platforms. So for example, the best prices that you might buy a particular product might be 20% of your order from UNISWAP and 80% from Sushi. And so they do things like that. So that's purely an aggregator. And so their fees are relatively high as well. And so what this means is for the average user, the Ethereum network on the DEX has almost become unusable. It's not very great, not a great experience for people when they're paying so much gas. And so where does that give opportunity? And recently there's been a part of the blockchain called the Binance Smart Chain. Binance have brought out their own network for this type of thing to basically compete with Ethereum, right? And what that has meant is there's been different protocols and things built on this that are aiming to challenge what we see on Ethereum. One of which being Pancake swap, which is the #1 AMM and yield farm on the Binance Smart Chain. And why this is of interest is because the amount of traction that they're getting. And so each of these platforms, Uni, Pancake, Sushi, I mean, you can even look at like Burger Swap, which is a similar one as well, also on the Binance Smart Chain, will all give you stats and analytics around the platform. So if we dig into Uniswap here, we can see that the platform runs on the F network. There was 174 transactions in the past 24 hours. That's how many different pairs that you can trade between, and the fee is 3.3 million. And so it means we've got liquidity, which is the amount of money that's put into the platform of 4.43 billion, and 24-hour trading volume of 1.11 billion. Quite large numbers. You can kind of see the exponential growth that it has had, and then it dipped off, and then we've had this real sustained growth recently, and that's definitely been the driver for the high prices. Below here, you can also see the top tokens that are used or provided onto the platform as liquidity and volume, and some prices and information. But what I want to do, I want to compare the Uniswap analytics against Sushi. And so when we jump over to Sushi, we see it has much less transactions at only 18,000, much less pairs, 713, and the fees are 1.47 million. However, when we jump into liquidity, 3.5 billion and 495 million in volume. And so when we look at the two of them, Uni has a lot more liquidity and more than double the amount of volume. Makes sense. That's also reflected in the market cap of both of them. And then we go to look at Pancake. And so Pancake has 341,000 transactions in 24 hours, 2,600 pairs, and 659,000 fees. So let's just quickly do some maths on the average transaction cost for each of them. And so what we can see, I've just drawn up a pretty quick little spreadsheet, is the amount of transactions here, the cost of those transactions, and the average transaction cost. As you can see, Sushi is $80, Uni $19, and Pancake $190. Why is that? Runs on a totally different thing. Instead of using F like Uni and Sushi, they use BNB. And if you actually dig in and look at what the price of BNB has done recently, Binance Coin has rocketed up to number 7 in the ladder of largest coins by market capitalization. If we open this coin up, we can actually see that over the past 7 days, it's up 90%. The past 2 weeks, it's gone 2x. And so this is because this whole drama with gas has now made people think, where else can I transact at a cheaper cost? And we see that now. You know, you look at how much the volume has ramped up on an exchange like Pancake. And this doesn't just affect PancakeSwap. This affects all those tokens in that Binance Smart Chain ecosystem. And so one of the things I want to look at now is the difference between Uni, Sushi, and Pancake from a market cap valuation sort of perspective to see if there is opportunity to be involved in Pancake or similar sort of things on the Binance Smart Chain if these fees remain high, and how you could potentially look to play that. So if we go back to our coin Gecko, UNISWAP 14th has a total market cap of 6.5 billion. And so if you actually look at the fully diluted market cap of Uni, it's closer to 21 billion with a total value locked of 4.4 billion, which ties in with this amount here in liquidity. And so obviously the amounts are a bit different depending on when the APIs read the data, but that's Uni. When we go further down the ladder, we find Sushi at number 42. And Sushi here has a 2 billion market cap, 3.5 billion total locked up, and a fully diluted market valuation of 4 billion. So Sushi actually seems quite underpriced compared to Uni, apart from the fact that Uni is still doing double the volume, right? And then we dig a bit further down the ladder, and we come across the new kid on the block, you could say, PancakeSwap, 800 million market cap, right? The circulating supply, you got to dig into that. Obviously, even at the current market cap, which is what I'm basing this off, you're talking 800 million compared to 2 billion and 6.5 billion, right? The most fascinating part so far is the fact that a lot of this is going to be driven by usage, right? We all know there's a lot of people that use Uni, there's a lot of people that use Sushi, but Pancake is getting there. It's getting there. The volume is coming up. You know, the last couple of days, the volume has been very much on par with SushiSwap, and that's interesting because if Pancake ends up becoming around the size of a SushiSwap, what does that mean for the price of the Cake coin, which is Pancake's native token on their platform? And so if we have a look at it, let's say we just run off the market cap metric, you know, you're looking at a 16. You're looking at, you know, a 2x on this. You know, if this doubles here, you're at $14. You know, it's at 1.6 billion. If it goes again, you know, $21 is a 2.4 billion market cap. If it keeps growing at the same rate and these Ethereum fees remain high, there is no reason this can't go to $20. Absolutely no reason at all. It's on the Binance Smart Chain. The actual network itself is super easy for people to transact as well. There's a bridge where you can connect your Binance login to your wallet. And I'll post some links down below on learning a bit more about interacting with and on the Binance Smart Chain. It's something that I've done recently and I've played around with and I've tried a lot of things. And the transaction fees I'm finding are very, very, very small. You know, you're transacting for sometimes in cents, which is amazing compared to what you normally are on Ethereum. Now, the question is though, is this a sure bet? I don't think so, because if the solution is solved on Uniswap and on ETH, you know, if Uniswap brings out another particular method of being able to lower their fees, you know, whether they partner with another side chain or something like this and they lower their fees that way, or we just have the Ethereum fees drop, which is kind of a catch-22, because the reason they're high is because so many people are using Uni and Sushi. And so I think it gives a great opportunity for Pancake Swap. And with that comes the idea that Binance Smart Chain coins, other coins, people might look to buy into. So if you go onto CoinGecko and you click on Pancake Swap, then you go to Binance Smart Chain. Now this will give you a rundown on all the coins that are basically working on the Binance Smart Chain. Things like Alpha, SafePower, Injective Protocol, Beefy Finance, and there's a couple of other random different ones as well. You've got something like BurgerSwap, which is another type of Uniswap, Pancake Swap type of thing as well. And it's got a very small market cap at the moment of like 45 million in comparison to the other ones. The thing is, a lot of these dexes are driven by liquidity. If there's no liquidity, it's worthless. And so you do have to do your own research and exercise caution when you are looking at some of these platforms. Some of them can seem too good to be true. However, there's other cool things that are on it as well, and it's worth actually digging into a few of these tokens, because if the Binance Smart Chain starts to get more attention, more people flock to it, more volume and liquidity goes to it, then all of a sudden you're going to see people speculating on some of these lower tokens with smaller market caps. Because generally speaking, it's easier for this. For example, let's find a, you know, it's probably easier for Thugs Finance or CubeX to do a 10x. You know, that only has to go to 10 million market cap and you've 10x your money. That's not to say that that's a great investment. I know absolutely nothing about that token or Thugs, but I'm using these as an example, right? It's not very often, you know, you think of some of the bigger DeFi projects now that get listed, they already have these massive valuations, and it's very hard to even get a 10, 20, 50, 100x out of it. And so if this gets attention, if volatility and liquidity stays high on Pancake Swap, and if people are flocking into that Binance Smart Contract ecosystem, Smart Chain ecosystem, sorry, you're probably going to see some of these things potentially start to move upwards, and it's an important opportunity that you could take advantage of. And so I would definitely recommend doing that. If you do find some interesting coins and you want to dig more into them, post them in the comments below. I'd love to hear a bit more about it. I'm digging into these myself. I have found a couple of interesting projects and I might speak of them in future videos. But for now, the key is learn about Pancake Swap, learn about the Binance Smart Chain, learn about the impact that this might have for Uniswap and SushiSwap and the liquidity in these, and try to see if there's some opportunity around it. You know, I think there's an opportunity. I think we could see Pancake Swap go to $20. I think there's enough momentum behind the space right now. I can't see fees coming off. I think even if the market drops, you're actually going to see people trading that even more. So I think you're going to get more fees if the market drops, and that's going to force people to go to these side chains and trade on it and buy cake and keep the cake price relatively okay, and you might actually see that pop quite nicely. So that's my thoughts on this. I would love to hear your take. Comment down below if you've got any more questions on this or you'd like to hear more. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe. You don't want to miss these videos when they come out. A lot of the time things in crypto are very time sensitive. You know, if you want to get the information, you want to get it now. I try and do these videos as soon as I find out about new information, and then we can all jump on it together. Just an update on some of the other things too. We've seen Nexus Mutual pop over 60. I think it hit 65 today from memory. We just sort of look up NXM on here. We had it hit a high of, it's currently 67 on the website, which had a high of 69. And for the wrap NXM, which is on Binance, it had a high today of 65. So that's moved up quite nicely. And for those who have followed along on the journey of Solana, we've hit a high of 24-hour high of $9.70. Hopefully some of you who may have taken that or may have dug more into that, took some profits along the way. One of the biggest things that I've learned from my time in the crypto space is make sure you lock in some gains. No one wants to be holding a bag when it's worth 10 cents. Lock in those gains, hold some for the moon. All the best. Enjoy your weekends. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video and learned something, and I will see you all on the next one. Cheers, guys.